What's up, everybody? It's Charles. So today we are replacing the rear window regulator on my Passat. So this window regulator fails in a couple of different ways. One, and the way that you always hope that it does, is the retention pin that holds the glass to the regulator comes out. The other way, and the way that mine failed, is the actual cabling of the regulator gets all bound up and twisted, or the plastic bracket that holds the glass breaks. The easiest way to begin to diagnose that is when you operate the window. If you hear a crunchy noise, followed by the window not moving or not moving very much or very fast, you probably have a bad regulator. If you're able to raise the window, but then when you go to lower it, the window stays up in the door, it may just be the pin has fallen out, especially if you don't hear any weird noises. Since I'm getting the crunchy, we are going to replace the entire regulator. Whether you have a bad pin or a bad regulator, the first thing we're gonna need to do is take the rear door trim off. And I will warn you, we're working on a 15-year-old car. This is the newest model year of this generation. There's a very good likelihood that something is going to break. There's a lot of plastic in this door, so be prepared to maybe have to replace trim clips. First thing we're gonna do is we're gonna remove the cover for the door handle. This is an insert on the inner door handle. We're gonna take our trim tool and we're gonna go about an inch above the bottom of the handle, and we're gonna slowly push in and pry out. Be really careful here. It's super easy to mar up this trim. Gently pry it away. And then what I do is I just work my way up. There's 3 clips that hold this piece onto the door. You see 2 of them stayed in and 1 came off with the handle. We can leave that on there or we can take it off and put it on the door. Either way, doesn't really matter. Set that to the side. Now behind that cover is going to be 2 Phillips head screws, one at the top and one way inside the door down at the bottom. We're gonna need to remove both of those screws. Next, we're gonna need to go to the bottom of the trim panel and remove 1 T20 Torx screw. Next, we're gonna need to remove the entire trim panel. There are clips that hold it on each side, 3 on the outside, 3 on the inside. Just get the panel away enough to get my finger underneath and gently pull and work my way up each side of the door. If your door panel's been off a ton, it'll come off that easy. If it's never been off before, you'll have to fight it more than that. Either way, our panel is loose from the door. In order to remove the panel, we need to lift it up and over the lock rod. So we're gonna pull it away from the bottom and lift it up, and then just pull it a little bit away from the door. We have our connectors behind here, so we don't want to yank the panel off. Once our panel is loose from the car, we're going to reach behind and disconnect the electrical connectors as well as the cable for the door latch. So at the top, you have your tweeter, you have your window switch, then we're going to do our door cable. Now for our door cable, there's 2 tabs that hold the cable. We need to pry those back. We need to pull the cable back out of the channel right here. This goes in the channel on the door handle. And then the hook's easy. The hook just lifts right over. You can see our 2 tabs. This slides in the channel on the handle. Once that's free, we have enough room to pull the panel away quite a bit, and we can disconnect the lower light. Or if you can't get the connector unplugged, you can actually just push the light out of the door panel and pull it apart that way. I always drop the light back in so that I know exactly where it is. Now we'll take the door panel, and I like to set these in the trunk so they don't get wrecked. It looks like we did pretty good with our trim clips. 1 broke coming out, but all the rest of them stayed in the door. All right, now we have good access to our window regulator. On this rear door, we actually replaced this entire metal piece, not just like a recabling kit. What we need to do is we need to go down just underneath the window motor right here and open up this little door to gain access to that pin that I talked about. I actually like to just take this grommet all the way out and get it out of the way. Probably gonna need to get a flashlight here and look through this little hole. You can see this is the window regulator. There's a groove right here behind where that wiring is. We need to lower the window so that we can see the pin. So I'm gonna just push the window down. There's the retainer for our window glass. Once we have the window at the right height, which is actually almost all the way down, we should be able to see our pin that holds the glass to the regulator through that little channel. Now you can see the 2 parts of the pin right there. If you see that and your window's not working, you definitely got a bad regulator. If you just see a hole in a piece of glass, That means that little pin came out and fell in the bottom of the door. Sometimes taking a Phillips head screwdriver, you can push that centerpiece right out. Other times you may actually have to take a small drill bit and drill it out so you can push the whole thing out of the way and raise the glass up. You just want to be really careful here because we don't want to break the glass. Couple of taps with the Phillips, you can see now that center part is knocked through. Now we can just push the other one through as well. It may also help to take some silicone spray and spray it in there if you find that it's not coming out. And we can just push that all the way into the door. We're taking all that off anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Now we can move the glass independent from the regulator. For the rest of our job until we're ready to reinstall the window, we want the glass up. So we can just by hand move the glass all the way up. I just use masking tape to tape the window glass. Do not use things like duct tape or packing tape. That is a nightmare to try and get the adhesive off. They sell suction cup things that you can buy that loop over the window frame, but I've found that this works just as good as anything else, and it's easy to clean the adhesive off, and it won't mess with window tint if you have window tint. All right, we have a handful of things we got to take off the regulator. One, because we're replacing it, and two, because it's going to get in our way to take the regulator off. Because we're replacing it, we're going to need to take the speaker off. These speakers from the factory are riveted in, so we're going to drill out 4 rivets and then remove the speaker. And I like to do that with all this bolted in so that you have the speaker kind of held in place. You don't have to worry about the regulator moving around on you. Now we're going to be drilling out these rivets. I don't want these shavings just falling on the ground. So we're going to take a cardboard box, drop it underneath, that way that'll catch everything and we don't have to sweep up metal shavings from the floor. Make 100% sure before you start drilling those rivets that your window glass is up. That way you don't risk going through the rivet, through the carrier, and into the glass. As far as drill bit size, it doesn't really matter. We just need the heads of the rivets to come off. This is a 15/64 bit. Now we can hold our speaker, take our trim tool, and just pry it away. Our speaker's free. We'll just go ahead and set that to the side. Now, while we have this giant open hole, I'm going to reach behind and undo the clips that hold the wiring harness in place. That way we don't have to risk destroying them. Next, what we're going to need to do is take our lock rod assembly off, and that simply just pulls forward. You want to just overcome these plastic clips, rotate it clockwise, and pull the rod out of the holder. The lock rod goes at the top. Leave this one on though. There's no reason to take this one off. Just leave it as an assembly. Next, we're gonna work on getting some of the rest of this off the carrier so that we can remove it. I'm gonna go ahead and unclip the lock rod, give that a little bit of space, move my wiring harness. For this grommet here, I like to take a pocket screwdriver, go under it, and pry it out. Just be careful not to nick the wiring. This retainer here has 2 tabs. Usually just put a little pressure on it with my finger and use a pocket screwdriver to push those tabs in and push it through the door. We have one more wire retainer here we'll do when we get the carrier free. We have the boot for our lock rod. This one actually I like to push through the door because we're going to be pulling the carrier out this way. Same goes for the grommet where our cable is. This one I like to push into the door. We have one retainer here. Now the next part I'm going to show you is not technically the right way to do this. The right way to remove this assembly is to unbolt the door latch and take the door latch out with it. There's 2 plastic rivets that attach a bracket to the door latch. If you are just removing this, removing the door latch is the right way to do this. Because we're replacing this and I don't have new plastic, these little plastic rivets, we're not going to reuse this. Before you do what I'm about to show you, be sure the window glass is up and understand that technically this is not the right way to do it. I've done it more than one time and it ends up being just fine. I think this bracket really is just for assembly purposes when they first put all the stuff in the door. What I like to do, take a Phillips head screwdriver, set it right in the center and just give it a tap and it'll knock that piece right through. Do the same thing for the other one. We can just take a pair of pliers, give it a little squeeze, and then push it right through the door. Next, it's time to unbolt the window regulator. If you can find your 10mm socket, remove the 7 10mm bolts holding it to the door. Next, what we are going to do is we're going to take our trim tool and we're going to just go around the carrier and pull it away just a little bit. There's a foam seal that goes between the carrier and the door that we want to kind of break free. This one's coming off super easy. Next, let's disconnect our window motor. We're gonna pull our carrier away and swing it down like this. That's gonna allow us to take our hand back into the door and disconnect the door latch. What you wanna do is you wanna make sure you hold it with one hand because you don't wanna bend this rod. Slide the regulator off the rod. We still have one clip attached, so we'll undo that. Pull our plug for our door latch through, and we're totally free. Here's our window retainer, more cable, and the busted plastic piece that was probably the catalyst for all of this. This is the plastic retainer that I popped the plastic rivet things through. If you're gonna reuse it, then leave it in. If you're not gonna reuse it, go ahead and just take it out. Slide this back towards the inside of the car and give it a twist, and that'll pull it off of this rivet. But again, technically you are supposed to reuse this, reinstall it. It was in there from the factory. It's supposed to go back on. I'm gonna leave it up to you whether you wanna do it or not. For me, not gonna happen. All around where our window carrier was on the door is this rubber goopy seal stuff. You can clean that off if you really want to. I don't usually sweat it too terribly much. I may clean this down at the bottom because it's also dirty. It's up to you on how thorough you want to be on removing that. Only thing we got left on our regulator is to remove our window motor. That's 3 T25 screws. Here is our window motor. We're gonna reuse this on the new carrier. Now, before we junk this old carrier, we need to get the 2 retainers for the lock rod off. This one's pretty easy. It's got 2 tabs. Give them a squeeze and pull it off. This one's kind of like a locking pin. So what I'll do is I'll take a pocket screwdriver, push the pin through. Here's the pin that connects to the actual lock rod that you see coming out of the door panel, and this is the one that holds the rod onto the carrier. All right, let's get our new regulator ready to go in the car. As you can see, the bracket with the roller in it is zip tied together. If it weren't, it would just spring apart and make, well, a giant mess. So what I like to do is I like to start there. I'll kind of line the bracket up with the holes. I like to line it up and then take my left hand and push it into the regulator. That's gonna help prevent it from springing apart. Then while I'm holding it and continuing to hold it, I will cut the zip tie, get that out of there. Take my window motor. It doesn't really matter what position it's in because we're gonna relearn the windows anyway. You can see the holes are lined up. I set it down, take my first screw, start it. Take my second screw, start it. Once you have 2 screws in, you know the third one's gonna line up. We'll just go ahead and ease these down. Remember, you're going into plastic here, so you don't wanna just take your impact gun or even a hand tool and smash it all the way into the window motor. And we'll get our third one, motor's on. I don't need to worry about the regulator in any way. Next, we're gonna come back to our window glass and we're going to install our pin. If you do it this way, it makes doing this job a million times easier rather than fiddling with this pin through that tiny, tiny, tiny little hole. This is actually 2 different pieces. I like to break the pieces apart. After breaking them apart, what I'll do is I'll just barely push them together, like just a tiny, tiny bit. Then I'll take this and I'll put it in the window glass. You wanna make sure the big pin is about halfway through this piece of glass. Then what I'll do is I'll take a pair of pliers that hopefully have an opening right here. I will take the pliers and I will squeeze the plastic only. You need to be insanely careful here. If you squeeze this glass with your pliers, you're gonna bust the glass. And trust me, I've broken a lot of glass. We don't wanna do that. So make sure that your pliers aren't touching the glass in any way and just squeeze this together. Now our dowel is installed in the window, and in a minute you will see the cool trick to get it to go into the regulator. To install our regulator, we basically do what we did coming apart. I like to start by doing with the lock release rod first. Slide that on. Then we'll take our inner door pull cable and slide that on. We'll take our wiring harness and we'll put our door latch connector through the hole. I actually like to squeeze the grommet and push it through even further, because what that'll let me do is that'll let me plug this in with the door carrier further away. Now we slide our door carrier on, our window carrier on, and we can kind of set it in place, and now we can work the rest of our stuff we need to put back together. We'll pull our seal through here for our lock rod, put our grommet in for the inner door pull, put our wiring harness back where it came from. Luckily, these wires have kind of a memory to them, so they usually go back pretty easily where they came from. Before you put this grommet in, we actually need to reach through and push this grommet in. You can see I can kind of move it with my finger. I can reach back behind. Then we'll go ahead and install this one all the way. Clip our lower wires in. Put the holders that we took off our old door carrier on. That's for the rod. Clip that in. And then we'll do this one for that transition piece. Snap that in and push that through a bit. Next, we will line the carrier up and go ahead and bolt it in. Let's go ahead and plug in our window motor since we're right here. Next, we got to deal with our speaker. It's up to you on how you want to do this. I'm going to rivet it back in. My compass kind of points to doing it the way the factory did it. The main reason, one of the goals on a warranty job is to make it look like you were never there. And so we're going to put rivets back in it. You can use short, fat screws to install it, or you can bolt it in, whatever works best for you, the equipment, with the tools you have and the hardware you have. Go ahead and set our speaker in place. I like to put one rivet just like that into the speaker to hold it. Take our rivet gun, drop a rivet in. There's the tab for our rivet. We'll do the same thing for the other three. All right, our speaker's all the way in. Let's go ahead and plug it in. Next, we'll put in our transition for our lock rod. Remember, this goes on the top. Snap that into place. We have everything on our door carrier, our window carrier installed, other than our glass to our carrier. You remember, we already put the pin in, so here's what we're gonna do next. First, we're gonna take our tape off of our window. We're gonna lower our window just a little bit. Hold it as we slide the glass down. You'll get to a point where it sort of stops. Once that happens, what we're gonna do is we're gonna push down with the glass. Nice, even pressure is what you want. You don't wanna jerk the glass around, you just wanna nice and easily push it down and it's gonna snap into place. The glass is properly installed in the carrier. This is the bracket that holds the window. This is the old one. As you can see, there's little ramps right here. So when we slow and steady push that glass down, it opens this up, and once it clears those ramps, it goes back to where it's supposed to be and holds the glass with the pin in place. Before going any further, we want to test the window regulator and make sure it works. We'll go to the driver's switch and operate it that way. That way we don't have to fiddle with the door panel. If you're worried about the two holes left by the bracket that we didn't reinstall, you can throw some tape over them if you want. For me, I'm not super worried about it. If the window is happy, go ahead and install the grommet. It's easier to open the grommet up, install the outer ring, and then close it. We're gonna connect everything behind the door panel, starting at the bottom. Plug in or install your puddle light. Next, we need to put the door pull cable back on, hook it on the door handle first, then slide the cable and the little sleeve through the channel and clip it into place. Then we are going to plug in our window switch and our speaker. Next, it's time to install the panel. We need to make sure that we get the lock rod here through the little lock rod opening. So what I do is I hold the lock rod, I lift the panel up, and I set it down so that the lock rod goes through, take my hand away, line it up. Then what we have to do is we have to lift the panel up and over to hook it into this channel. You got to watch the lock rod to make sure you don't lift the panel up too high. There we go. The panel will hang. It'll still be free. We'll kind of wiggle it into place. We need to set the door panel trim clips, and I just take my hand, give it a tap around the door, pull the handle, and make sure you feel resistance. It's been more than one occasion where I've forgotten to hook this cable up, so give it a pull real quick before you go any further and make sure that's good. We'll put our two Phillips head screws in, snap our handle cover back in place, install our T20 screw at the bottom of the door panel. Now, before we call it done, we need to test all the operations of our door, make sure our window works, make sure our door locks, make sure our window doesn't bind at all. This is also a good opportunity to clean your window and window channels. All right, guys, I'm gonna wrap it up there. Questions or comments, drop them down below. If you like the video, hit that thumbs up button. Don't forget to subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will talk to you again next time.